stretching routine video. And without further ado, here it is. So I do the stretching routine a lot, and I usually start off with this. I call it the peacock. You kind of lace your fingers behind your back and pull down while tilting your head backwards. This is really going to help to open up the chest and a little bit of the upper back area. And you're going to be holding all these stretches for like 10 to 20 seconds and enough to get the stretch and feel it. So now after the peacock, we are going to move to what I call the flamingo. Basically, you just take your foot, grab it behind your back with your hands and pull up a little bit. Now, this stretch is supposed to stretch the quads, and I do also feel it a little bit in the front of your shin. And this is a good stretch for the quads. I think it's one of the best. And eventually you switch sides like so. And you just want to get both sides evenly all the time and make sure you're really feeling that stretch and feeling the pull in the muscles. I always start with the standing stretches first, and then we work our way down onto the ground. And this next stretch is just a toe touch. Just kind of put your legs together and bend down. Touch your toes if you can. Put your hands here if you can't make it the whole way down. This is just going to be stretching everything the whole way up the backs of your legs. You get a little side view here, right? So you bend your knees a little bit. If you keep them straight, you won't be able to go as low and you won't get the stretch as well. But this is going to stretch your calves, your Achilles, your hamstrings, all that. And you will definitely feel this one if you're doing it correctly. You even will hit a little bit of the lower back if you're doing a good enough job. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to cross the right foot over left and go down again. This stretch just helps to isolate the legs. Very similar feel, stretches the same muscles. This one gets the stuff on the back of the knee. That's another reason why I like it. Keeps your knees nice and loose and isolates the muscles on each leg. And then you just are going to switch sides like so. As you can see today, I'm not barefoot, even though you get better traction, but a lot of people make money online selling these things, taking their socks off. So I don't want to close that door to that avenue just yet. And now we are going to spread the legs and go down. This is the pyramid. First, we're going to start on the right side. Just really feel that stretch. It's going to help the backs of the legs, a little bit of the insides here. Get the calves, feeling it in my hamstring today. You don't want to stretch too far though, otherwise you will tear a muscle, but your body will tell you to stop, so just listen, don't be stupid. And we're going to move to the middle now. This stretch definitely helps to get the insides of the legs more, and you definitely do feel it. After a few seconds of this, we are going to head on over to the left side of the pyramid. As you can see, we call it a pyramid because my legs obviously make a pyramid. And from here, we are going to go into lunges. For lunges, I like to keep my left foot and my right foot on the ground. Try to make sure your knee doesn't move past the toe so that you're not putting pressure on the knee. And try and flatten that foot. This will stretch this area in here very well, kind of where the hamstring connects to the knee, and also the kind of inside groin area here as well. This is a good stretch. I like it. It's hard to stretch this area without doing this stretch. And now we're going to take it to the other side. I do this stretching routine pretty much every day. I think it's pretty effective. It does its job well. So I would recommend you follow this if you're new to running and looking to learn how to stretch, or looking to maybe learn some new stretches if you're more experienced. Okay, now we're gonna go to the middle and just kind of try and keep our heels down. This is gonna stretch the Achilles tendons and a bit more of the quadriceps. And now we are going to sit our butts down, and we are going to cross our left foot over our right knee like this. You can have your butt rested on the ground, or you can sit up like this and support yourself with your two hands and your foot. I like to call this stretch the newspaper because it looks like you were reading a newspaper, because this is how people sit to read the newspaper. especially all those, old people who do read the newspaper still. And we are going to switch sides. Just cross the right foot over the left knee. This stretch is going to help work your glutes and your hips. It's really going to open up that area. Hips are an area that gets very tight when you're running, so I very strongly advise you do this stretch and kind of push that right leg forward. That's what's going to help make you feel the stretch. You use the leverage that your ankle's getting from touching your knee to sort of twist your foot forward. And now after this, we are going to do this stretch where we cross our knee over the other knee. This is another hip stretch. I can't remember the name of it at this very moment. And you just kind of want to feel it in your hips right here. Align your foot with your, basically right above the knee. It's kind of like doing a tree pose if you do yoga, but you kind of are on the ground instead of standing up. It's more to stretch your hips than your balance. And you're also, if you'd like, you can twist a little bit, plant this left foot and sort of twist to the left. This might help a little bit. Just be gentle, don't force anything. And now we are going to switch sides over and cross our right over left. And just sort of work our way back here a little bit. This also can work to stretch up the sides and also the hips, which, like I said, if you've ever run before, you know that your hips will get tight. Now, this next stretch is we're going to take it to the middle and we're going to do butterflies, okay? The butterfly, you will meet your feet right here in the middle and sort of grab here and just pull back a little bit. Sit up straight, keep good posture. This will stretch your groin. The farther you can get your feet in, the better you're going to get the stretch to be. But like I said, just do what you're able and you will become more flexible over time. This stretch is good. It stretches a hard to get area. That's why I included it in this routine. And now we are going to do half butterflies. We're going to stick our right leg out, put the left foot in, and lean forward. This is another stretch for the backs of the legs. Not so much the calves, more the hamstrings. This one really isolates the hamstrings, and you kind of want to pull back on the top of your foot. This is a good stretch because the backs of your legs are going to be what gets worked the most when you run, especially when you're running down and up hills. So if you live in an area with a lot of elevation, make sure to do this stretch. Now we're going to switch on over to the other side and stretch our left leg. Just fold that right leg in and sort of lean forward. This also can stretch your shoulders a little bit if you sort of let it. You don't want to be tense, so obviously it should be stretching, which is good. And after this, I've got one more stretch for you, which is a stretch for the chest. And for that, we are going to sort of spin around like so and lower ourselves down and just kind of plant our hands here and then push up, lower the shoulders down. This is going to open up the chest. I learned about this stretch because I used to think I was having heart attacks while I was running. Well, turns out my chest was just tight, and this stretch really helped to work that issue out. So I like to hold it for about 30 seconds so I can feel the stretch. When you exhale, it will keep the chest stretching, and you will definitely feel the stretch more on the exhale. So with that, we are concluding our stretching video, which if you followed along, great job. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and follow me on my TikTok.